Hi everyone, I'm George, and today we're going to learn how to write a formal email. I'm applying for a job. I've filled out my application, attached my CV, and I've just finished writing my cover letter. But why is my potential employer so shocked? Look at my email and see if you can notice what's wrong with my cover letter. Hiya! Just sending a message about the role of English language teacher as advertised on your website. After having a look at the job description, it's clear you're looking for an enthusiastic applicant with loads of experience. I reckon I'd be so good for the role. Check out my application and CV attached to this email. Drop me a message. Cheers, George. You might have noticed that the opening word hiya is too informal for a job application. When writing to someone you don't know at all, it's common to start with dear sir or madam, or to whom it may concern. The next part of this email is also too informal, just sending a message about, as it includes ellipsis, which is when we miss out words in a sentence. You can find out more about ellipsis in Maria's video, linked in the description below. When writing a formal email to someone you don't know at all, you might want to state the reason why you are writing to them. For example, I'm writing to apply for the role of English language teacher. The beginning of the next sentence, after having a look at the job description, has an idiom, have a look at, which can be replaced with review. So instead, we can say, after reviewing the job description. You might have noticed in my email that I've included a lot of contractions. A contraction is when we shorten a word or phrase. For example, it is clear you are looking for becomes it's clear you're looking for. Contractions are great to use when speaking, but it's best to remove these when writing a formal email. So instead I'll write, it is clear you are looking for. I have also used the informal word loads in my email. I am an enthusiastic applicant with loads of experience. An alternative to this word is plenty. So instead I can say, I'm an enthusiastic applicant with plenty of experience. The next sentence we need to look at is, I reckon I'd be so good for the role. I reckon is an informal form of I think, but we can use an even more formal form of I think, which is I believe. We also need to remove the contraction in the sentence to make I would, and change the intensifier so, as this also sounds too informal for a cover letter. We could use very. Or if we really want to emphasize how good we are, we can use extremely. Good is a neutral word, but if I want to make my writing sound more formal, an alternative could be well suited, as I'm talking about how I'm the perfect person for the job. Check out my application and CV attached to this email. In this sentence, check out is an informal phrasal verb and isn't appropriate for this email. Instead, we can say, please find my application and CV attached to this email. Drop me a message is also a very informal way of saying send me a message, but this also sounds a bit too direct for a formal email. Instead, it's better to say, I look forward to hearing from you. Some British people finish their messages with cheers, even though they aren't actually thanking the person for anything. This is a really informal way to end a message. Another way is to say from or love from, but this is only used for family or friends. When writing a formal email, it's best to finish with kind regards or yours sincerely if you don't know the person. Now that we've replaced all the informal words and phrases with more formal alternatives, let's have a look at the email again. To whom it may concern, I am writing to apply for the role of English language teacher as advertised on your website. After reviewing the job description, it is clear you are looking for an enthusiastic applicant with plenty of experience. I believe I would be extremely well suited to the role. Please find my application and CV attached to this email. I look forward to hearing from you. Kind regards, George.
Give this man a job. Wait, I'm the boss, so I will give this man a job.
I hope this lesson was useful for anybody struggling to write a formal email. What other formal words and expressions could I have used? Let me know in the comments section. And don't forget to like the video and to subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.